Hello my beautiful collective, and welcome to this video. Guys, I do hope you guys can appreciate these types of videos. They are again in my non-tarot playlist. These are interesting topics ranging from anywhere from spiritual awakening to the types of connections you could have, to trauma bonds. And what I'm noticing is as I'm doing these videos are that these topics could be helpful to you. It could be having to do with situations connected to your relationships, your family situations, or even just your self-development, your spiritual growth. Okay, guys? The topic in these videos are going to be, they vary. Okay? Visit the playlist, check out the videos. They could help you. And just know that the research I've done for these topics were very extensive. I do hope you guys can appreciate the hard work that was put into these videos, and I will be crediting the articles and the people who wrote these articles and the website in the description box below if you guys want a more concise longer version of what I kind of compacted into a video. You know, I only took from the important points I felt would be useful to you guys. But you guys could always refer back to the article, the website. I have listed that information in the description box below. Okay, guys? So I do hope you enjoy these videos, and let me know in the comments what you think. Again, everybody's experience is going to be different with every single one of these videos. It could resonate, it might not resonate. And regarding your spiritual awakening journey, okay, you could be at different levels. So just take all these videos with a grain of salt. Okay, it might resonate, it might not, but take it with a grain of salt. Also, the articles that I've researched, it's not to say that what they say is written in stone, but it's just a an idea of, you know, with these topics, you know, what they're sharing. Okay, so again, take it with a grain of salt. I do hope you enjoy these videos. I worked very hard researching it. Without further ado, here we go, guys. Hello, my beautiful collective. It is I, Rosa, Lady Capricorn Tarot here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. This is the topic that is the source of a lot of my personal readings, okay? And I'm hoping that if you're going through this situation, that you really take what the messages in this video, okay, guys, and really apply it to your situation, okay? Today's topic is your relationship toxic, and what to look for. And guys, I cannot stress it enough, okay? A lot of people confuse these toxic relationships with a possible soulmate or a twin flame. Guys, if you are not sure the type of relationship you're in, okay, head on over to my playlist. I do have a video there of the different types of relationships, okay, that you may be in. And also pay very close attention to this video, because in this video I will be talking about what is a toxic relationship, signs of a toxic relationship, okay, as well as, let's see, as well as wow, we have a lot of topics here. Well, I'm gonna say and much more because I want to get this video started, guys, because this video might be a little long. So all that being said, let's get right into this. So let's go to point number one. Is your relationship toxic, and what to look for? Well, your relationship may be toxic if it is characterized by behaviors that make you feel unhappy, which includes disrespect, honesty, controlling behaviors, or lack of support. Okay, guys? Let's talk about what is a toxic relationship. Well, in a healthy relationship, right, guys, everything just kind of works. Sure, you might disagree from time to time, right? Or come upon, you know, like little bumps in the road with the person you're dealing with. But you generally make decisions together, right? Openly discuss any problems that may come up, and you genuinely enjoy each other's company, okay? That's a healthy relationship, okay? Now, in a toxic relationship, right, on the other hand, right, that's a whole different story. In a toxic relationship, right, you might consistently feel drained or unhappy after spending time with this person you're dealing with, right? Which can suggest that some things need to change. Okay, guys, so you should never feel drained or, unhappy in a connection if it's supposed to be a healthy one. So, the article states maybe the relationship no longer feels at all enjoyable to you, right? Though you still love the person you're with, okay? And for some reason, you always seem to rub each other the wrong way or can't seem to, stop arguing over like little issues, little nonsensical things, right? You might even dread the thought of seeing them, right? Instead of looking forward to it like you did in the past, okay? So in this video, I'm going to discuss the signs of toxic in a relationship, a toxic relationship. Plus, I'm going to go over the steps to take if you recognize any of these signs in your current situation, okay, in your current relationship. So let's go over the signs of a toxic relationship. And guys, if you even hit one of any of these signs, you could be in a toxic relationship, okay, guys? So let's run it. But before I go over the points, let's talk a little bit about signs of a toxic relationship, okay? When you're in a toxic relationship, you might not always find it easy to notice the red flags popping up. And I tell you guys, this is absolutely true because in a lot of my personal readings, I am that flag, okay? There's like a lot of denial for some reason, okay? Anyway, the article states all the same, you could notice some of these things in yourself, your partner, or the relationship itself. And guys, a toxic relationship could be both ways, okay? It could be toxic to each other, or it could actually be one person being toxic towards the other one. But in a sense, you're still being toxic in that situation because you're allowing it to happen, okay? So even if the person is mistreating you, you're also being toxic because you're allowing it to happen instead of separating yourself from it. Excuse me, guys. So let's go to number 1 in the signs of a toxic relationship, okay? Healthy relationships are based on a mutual desire, right, to see each other succeed in all areas of life. But when things are toxic, every achievement becomes a competition, guys. There's a competition, okay? There's not support for one another, okay? One person always has to have the upper hand, okay? In a nutshell, the time you spend together no longer feels positive. Okay, guys, you don't feel supported or encouraged, which I just said, and you can't trust the person to show up for you in your life at all. Okay, instead, you might get the impression that your needs and interests don't matter to the other person, right? That they only care about what they want, and most likely that's what's going on. Okay, guys. Point number 2, toxic communication. Instead of kindness and mutual respect, most of your conversations are filled with sarcasm, criticism, fueled by contempt, okay? Do you catch yourself, okay? Do you catch yourself making snide remarks to your friends or family members, right? Maybe you repeat, and guys, this doesn't also have to be in a love relationship, okay? This is toxic behavior in love and outside of love, okay? I forgot to mention that. You may even start dodging, okay? You may even start dodging calls just to get a break from the inevitable arguments and hostility coming from the other person, okay? Number 3, envy or jealousy. While it's perfectly fine to experience a little envy from time to time, guys, it can become an issue if your envy keeps you from thinking positively about your partner's success, okay? The same goes for jealousy. It's a natural human emotion, right, guys? We all have it. However, when it leads to constant suspicion and mistrust, it can quickly begin to damage your relationship, okay? And again, this is not just in love situations, okay? Number 4, controlling behaviors, okay? Does your partner ask where you are all the time? Maybe they become annoyed or irritated when you don't immediately answer text messages or text, or they text you again and again until you respond to them, right? These behaviors might stem from jealousy or lack of trust, but they can also suggest a need for control, okay? Both of which contribute to a relationship toxicity. So be careful with that, guys. In some cases, these attempts and control can suggest abuse. Okay, and very definitely I agree with that. Control can be a sign of abuse. Okay. Number 5, there's resentment. Holding on to grudges and letting them fester chips away at intimacy. Over time, frustration and resentment can build up and make a smaller situation much bigger, guys. Also note whether you tend to nurse these grievances quietly because you don't feel um, like speaking up, okay, when something bothers you. If you can't trust your partner or listen to your concerns, if you can't trust your partner to listen to your concerns, your relationship could be toxic. Okay, guys, communication is very key. Number 6, dishonesty. You find yourself constantly making up lies about your whereabouts, right? If this is you, or it could go vice versa. Okay, they can find themselves constantly making up lies about their whereabouts, or they could be, you know, lying about where you are, okay, or who you meet up with. So, you know, they could just be like trying to say that you're not where you at and you're not meeting up with your friend, whatever, right? Whether that's because you want to avoid spending time with your partner, or because you worry how they react if you tell them the truth. So, okay, so if the person is the toxic, if your partner's a toxic person, they could be accusing you of you know, being with somebody else, or, you know, being somewhere else. If you're the person that's receiving the toxic behavior from somebody, what they're saying is you could be lying to your partner, right, about who you're hanging out with and where you are, right? Because you know, you're worried that, you know, about how they're going to react if you tell them the truth. So you start lying to them, okay? Number 7, patterns of disrespect. Being chronically late, casually forgetting, okay, in air quotes, events and other behaviors that show disrespect for time is a red flag. Okay, guys, keep in mind that some people may help to start with a conversation about this behavior. So, in other words, guys, if this person has a lack of consideration for that, they're making you wait at the restaurant, or just not showing up to pick you up to take you somewhere when they said they were going to be there at a certain time, okay, that's patterns of disrespect. Okay, if it's not intentional, you might have to notice some important, so they're saying that you should have a discussion with this person about this, these patterns of disrespect, okay? And it says if it's not intentional, then you might notice some improvement after you explain it bothers you. So if after you've addressed this with the person, you see a pattern of change, then it might have been unintentional. But if you have addressed this, and I say it shouldn't even get to 3 times, but some people just love repeating themselves. I don't. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like repeating myself to anybody. My thing is, I tell you once, you have time to work on it. If you don't, you gotta go. And that's it. I don't repeat myself. I hate that. That's like a pet peeve. But anyway, some people will address this like 2 or 3 times, and that's too much for me, okay? What they're saying is, if you have already addressed this and there's no change and they continue to do it, okay, that falls under patterns of disrespect, okay, in a toxic relationship. Let's go to number 8, negative financial behavior. Sharing finances with a partner often involves some level of agreement about how you'll spend or save your money. That said, it's not necessarily toxic if one partner chooses to spend money on items the other partner doesn't approve of. It can be toxic though, guys, if you've come to an agreement, whether by purchasing a big ticket item or withdrawing large sums of money. So in other words, if you guys have an agreement set attached to finances, right, where you guys have a budget, okay, and this person chooses to spend money on like very expensive things that's not budgeted into your finances, okay, and they continuously do that, okay, that falls under negative financial behavior, and it's a toxic trait. Let's go over to number 9, constant stress. Okay, ordinary life challenges may come up, as it always does, right, guys? A family member's illness, job loss, you know, that can create tension in a relationship. Of course, that's natural. But finding yourself constantly on edge, even when you aren't facing any kind of stress outside of, you know, these sources that I mentioned, is a key indicator that something is off in this connection. Okay, guys? This ongoing stress can take a toll on you physically and mentally. Okay? It can affect your mental health. And you might frequently feel miserable, mentally and physically exhausted, right, guys? Or genuinely unwell. Okay? Number 10, ignoring your needs. Okay, so going along with whatever your partner wants to do, even when it goes against your wishes or comfort level, is a sure sign of toxicity. Okay, guys, a connection should be 50-50. Okay, you guys gotta have a give and take there. Okay, so the article says, say you guys planned a vacation, or they planned a vacation that will take you out of town on your mom's birthday. Okay. But when they asked you what dates are convenient, you emphasized that any dates were fine. Okay, as long as you don't miss your mom's birthday on the 17th, for example. You don't want to point this out. Since you don't want to start a fight, right? You'll say, "Great, I'm so excited." So in other words, guys, open your mouth. Okay? If stop going along with everything. Okay, this is also like puts a little bit of blame on you guys if you're on the receiving end of this toxic person, because if you don't open your mouth because you're scared how they react, you understand there's a level of control here. There's no 50-50 here. Okay, they're just doing what they want to do and don't give a shit about what you feel. But then again, you're putting yourself there because you're not being vocal. You're not telling them, listen, we can go away on these dates, but I'm really trying to be in town for my mother's birthday. Okay, but no, if you're in this toxic relationship because you're so scared of this person, you're gonna be like, okay, great. So you have to set boundaries, guys. Okay, and stop going along with everything, because this person will ignore your needs if you're not vocal about it. Okay, they're driving the car. There's control here. Number 11, lost relationships. Okay, you've stopped spending time with friends and family, either to avoid conflict with your partner or to get around having to explain what's happening in your relationship. That's a big no-no, guys. Okay, this is isolation. Okay, isolation from friends and family, just because you don't want to tell them what's going on in your life, especially if you're going through a toxic relationship and it's draining the hell out of you and you're unhappy. Alternatively, you might find that dealing with your partner or worrying about your relationship occupies much of your time. You see what I'm talking about, guys? That's a big no-no. Number 12, lack of self-care. In a toxic relationship, you might let go of your usual self-care habits. You might withdraw from hobbies you once loved, neglect your health, and sacrifice your free time. This might happen because you don't have the energy for these activities, or because your partner disapproves when you do your own thing. Okay, guys? Never sacrifice your self-care. That's part of self-love, and it's something that you need to do for yourself. Number 13, hoping for a change. Okay, you might stay in the relationship because you remember how much fun you had, right, in the beginning. Maybe you think that if you just stay, you just change yourself and your actions, they'll change as well. Guys, that's a big no-no, and a big lie, and a big misconception. And I've seen that a lot in my personal readings. And if this is what you're going through, it doesn't matter how much you change. You're not the one that needs to be changing if you're the only one that's on the receiving end of this. Okay, guys? That is just a mind trip that is imposed on you by these toxic people. Okay? They're the ones that need to change, and they will never change. That is just how they're built. Okay? Number 14, walking on eggshells. You worry that by bringing up problems, you'll provoke extreme tension, so you become conflict avoidant and keep any issues to yourself. And as I keep reading these are just, it just gets worse and worse, guys. Okay, this is already on the border of abuse. This is abusive behavior. Okay, guys. So let's talk about, is it possible to fix a toxic relationship? Okay, the article states many people assume toxic relationships are doomed, but that isn't always the case. The deciding factor, well, both partners must want change. If only one partner is invested in creating healthy patterns, there is, unfortunately, little likelihood that change will occur. So in other words, the article is stating that there could be, okay, a way to fix a toxic relationship. However, it has to be both people putting in equal effort to work on themselves and what it is that the patterns that's causing this connection to be toxic. So if one person is in and the other one is out, it's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to go over a few signs you might be able to work things out together. Okay. The first point is acceptance and responsibility. If both you and your partner know the relationship is struggling and want to improve it, you're on the right track. Recognizing past behaviors that have harmed the relationship is vital on both ends. It reflects an interest in self-awareness and self-responsibility. To put it simply, both partners should accept their part in contributing to the toxicity, from resentment to jealousy to not speaking out about concerns and disappointments. And guys, I just went over those points right before I went into this point over here. Another sign that you might be able to work work things out together is willingness to invest. So guys, all of these points pretty much cover both partners, again, putting their effort equally into a connection here and working on their shit and what they're bringing to a connection that's causing this toxic behavior. That's what it is, bottom line. But let's go on. Willingness to invest. Are both you and your partner, okay, willing to invest in making the relationship better? That's a good sign, okay? This may manifest by an interest in deep conservation or setting aside regular blocks of time or spending quality time together, okay? Another point, shift from blaming to understanding, okay? If you're both able to steer the conversation away from blaming and more toward understanding and learning, there may be a path forward, okay? For example, instead of saying it's your fault or you always do X, Y, and Z, you might try, I think we misunderstand each other, so let's try again. Or I understand why you're feeling stressed and upset. How can we work together on that? Okay, guys? The last point here is openness to outside help. Sometimes you might need to get things back on track, either through individual couples counseling, right? Through individual couples counseling, okay? An outside mediator here, mediation. There's no shame in getting professional help to address consistent relationship issues. Sometimes you can't pick up on everything contributing to the toxicity from inside the relationship, and the relationship counselors are trained to offer a neutral perspective and unbiased support. In other words, a third party may be essential in helping you, to realize what's going on, okay? Looking from the outside, looking into your situation, okay? They can also teach you new strategies for addressing and resolving conflict, okay, guys? Making it easier to create healthier patterns that stick. And guys, this concludes this video. I am trying to keep these videos short and sweet, and I only pull from the articles the information I feel will be useful to you guys, okay? If you want a more well-versed general version of this, I already listed the article and the website in the description box below. Go take a look, guys. But this is where I'm ending this video, okay? I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that I'm able to reach those that are currently in a toxic relationship and might not even know they're in it, okay, guys? To me, I needed to do this video because, again, in all of my personal readings, I am coming across a lot of these type of situations. And again, guys, I advise you, okay, to go over to my playlist and go look at those that video on the different types of connections you may be in, and then come back to this video, or just go to that video after looking at this video, because both together I feel will be very informative, okay, guys? Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for viewing the video. I do hope it helps whoever it needs to help. And guys, if you like what I did here, you already know what to do. Like, share, subscribe to this channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you guys will be alerted when my next video premieres, when I post a video, or when I go live. All that being said, guys, thank you so much. I will see you in my next video. Do know that I love and appreciate you all. And I will see you in my next video. Have a great day and a great evening, guys. And good luck. Okay, guys. Bye.